squeezed into this episode of Juiced. We're celebrating International Nurses Day. We get an exclusive look at the latest Cirque du Soleil show to hit town, Totem.
Holy moly.
Oh yeah, it's very big.
Get ready for some serious cuteness and chaos. Baby farm animals take over.
That's a big topic.
And we meet a champion swimmer who's an inspiration in and out of the pool, Noah Robinson. So get ready.
Stephanie and I'm going to be your host today on Juice TV. We're on location at the Lady Salento Children's Hospital and we've got a big show coming your way. But to get everything started, it's time to look at what happened when some lucky Juice stars got to go behind the scenes at Totem. Roll tape.
Hi, my name is Wyatt. Hi, my name is Bryce. Hi, my name is Maya.
Hello, I'm Belle and this is Billy.
Hello, my name is Xavier, and today we'll be going behind the scenes of Cirque du Soleil.
Yay!
Mesdames et messieurs, Totem.
We all got to see Totem. It was awesome.
Thank you. I'm happy you liked it.
How much does it cost to produce the show?
Ooh, it's a big question. It's a long show. It takes 3 years to create the show. So we're talking of millions of dollars to create this show. Oh yeah, it's very big. We've been traveling with this show for 5 years now. We've been all over the world. So imagine just traveling also with all this equipment costs a lot.
What's Totem mean?
Well, Totem, it means the idea of evolution. So, you know, like humans, we were amphibians in the water, then we became monkeys, and then we became the men that we are today. So the totem has this, that idea of progression within the mankind.
Oh, okay. Does actors make mistakes?
They do sometimes, but you know what? They're so professional and they're so good at it that you will not even notice. And if you are, they will repeat. If you notice, they will repeat the trick, do it again, and people even love it more because they realize how difficult it is when people actually do some mistakes.
Yeah, I saw a mistake and then they redone it and it was perfect.
And I'm sure you were even more impressed.
What happens if someone's sick and away?
It does happen, and what we do is that we'll try to manage because there's 46 performers and they perform every day. So if someone is sick, we'll perform with less people, or if there's an act out, we have 2 people that can do a second act. So that night they'll do 2 acts in the show to replace the people that are sick.
How many countries did they go to?
Well, Totem, we've been to 6 different countries and to 28 different cities. So it took us 5 years to go through all of this. So it's a long journey for us, but we're so happy to be in Australia now.
How long did it take you to move this tent around?
Well, it takes 8 days once we arrive in a city to get ready for opening night, but the tent itself takes only 2 days to set up. The first day we'll put all the big masts up, and the second day we'll bring the tent up, and it takes about 100 people to push it all up together.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Amanda, what is your job?
I am the head of wardrobe. So we take care of all the costumes and the makeup and the shoes and the hair, a little bit of everything.
How many costumes do you have?
In the show every night, there are 750 pieces. That's a big number, isn't it? 750.
What material were the costumes made out of?
A lot of our costumes are made out of Lycra because it's super, super stretchy, kind of like your swimsuits. So you get a nice, tight fit.
How did you put your costumes together?
They're all made in Montreal, in Canada, and they're all sewn and built. And we even make our own. We take white fabric and we make all the colors on it. So we're dyeing our own fabric, we're sewing our own fabric, and then it comes to me, and then I put it on the artist.
How long did it take you to make all the costumes?
All the costumes take one costume takes about 40 hours to make. So that's like a whole week of work just for one costume.
And how long did it take you to make the monkey costumes?
The costume is 40 hours too, but the mask that they wear to make them look like monkeys, that's probably about 80 hours. So that's 2 weeks of work.
That's a long time.
Yes, it is.
How does the light hat work?
Inside, there's a little plate with little tiny LED lights, and then there's a switch, just like you have at your house. So every time he uses the hat, he turns the switch on. So here's a rack full of our costumes, and you asked about the monkeys, Bryce. So there's one of our monkey costumes. You want to feel it? Maya, do you want to feel it? Feels like hair, doesn't it? Looks like a monkey. And what do we have here? Do you remember the end with the cosmonauts?
Yeah.
On the big white bars? She's a fish. This one's one of our fish. Oh, here's a frog. You want to feel, it's very slippery. This one is the guy that starts the show. So you can see.
And where they shine the light and the thing.
Yeah, he looks like a disco ball on the inside.
When they started doing the accent, it was the favorite part of the show, what I liked it.
It is a nice part of the show, isn't it? They're very sparkly. Every little stone is sewn on, and every little crystal here is put on with glue, all by hand.
Eric, you're my favorite actor in the show. So, how long did it take you to come up with the idea of all those animals?
Well, I didn't come up with the idea. This dance has been done for hundreds of years, and it's a traditional dance, and I actually learned it when I was about 10 years old. Originally, a long time ago, the hoop dance was danced in wedding ceremonies. So the hoop represents eternity. There's no beginning and there's no end. Kind of like when you get married and you get a ring, it's the same symbol. So the dance also tells a story about the different plants and animals that live in the world, and as they grow and as I add more and more hoops, you see as the animals get bigger and bigger, and as they all come together in the end to form the world. That's the last image of the dance, is the world, and it shows all the different plants and animals coming together.
Did you feel nervous when you started doing the show?
Yes, I did. There's 3,000 people, almost 3,000 people watching. So I was pretty nervous. I've done almost 1,000 shows now. So I've gotten a little less nervous by now, but I still always feel a little bit of nervous on stage. And that actually helps me perform with more energy, because the crowd makes me nervous and gives me energy. So I give the energy back to the crowd. So it's good to be nervous sometimes. So, yes, of course, I'm always nervous.
How much training and what kind of training do you do?
Well, a lot of my training is to help my endurance and my cardio, because the dance I do is really active and really jumping up and down a lot, so I have to work up my cardio and get my heart rate going.
What's your costume represent?
Well, what I wear is traditional. It was also created. It's a mix between a modern, new style of Native American regalia, we call it regalia, and a mix between the traditional regalia. What I have on my legs is shags, and it's made out of sheep fur. And then everything else is leather, and it's all hand beaded, and it represents different designs, and it really symbolizes the Native American culture. So it's like traditional. That's the tradition that the Native Americans used, was they used the beadwork and the fur from the animals that they hunted. So the costume represents that.
Wasn't that amazing? And how cool were those costumes? Well, I can't do any circus tricks like that, but it is time for you guys to find out a little more things about me.
Yes, it's time to find out more about your host, Stephanie.
Last month, I turned 14 years old. I like playing badminton, but I also like swimming. And one of my favorite hobbies is playing the piano. My favorite movie character is Tris from Divergent. I love the actor who plays her, Shailene Woodley. I'm really good at engineering. It's my favorite subject at school because we get to design and build things. I like any song by Taylor Swift, but right now I like her Blank Space.
So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. You can tell me when it's over.
If I had a superpower, it would be to be invisible so I could get out of tricky situations. I have lots of favorite animals such as penguins, dolphins, but my most favorite animal is a koala because it sleeps a lot and I like sleeping. Speaking of animals, now it's time to meet some farmyard friends that came for a visit to the hospital.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And I'm Danny, and we're from Queensland Zoo.
And these are some of our farmyard friends. We've got Peppa Pig the silky chicken, Clancy the sheep,
We've got Hulk the silky chicken, and we've got Sid and Ellie the goats.
and of course Jay our pig.
So Frank, you just fed Clancy the sheep. What was it like?
Well, it was kind of like, it's kind of like Millie eating the whole hand of mine.
Lucky you didn't have a little nibble then, hey?
Yeah.
And Lewis, the chicken whisperer. Oh my gosh, look, you're so colour coordinated today. Do you have chicks as pets?
Yeah, we have 4.
There you go. That would make a lot of sense. Do you know what we've called this big chicken here?
Hulk.
Nice one, hey?
Yeah. I really like this big chicken because he likes me and he just stands on me.
Yeah.
He stands on my foot. What type is this chicken?
This one, the big one, here's a silky. So silky is grown, his feathers grow fluffy instead of like this little fella is a Sussex and he's going to have hard feathers.
Why do you make the chickens green?
Why do we make them green? It makes them look a bit cooler, hey, a bit funky. We have to lice spray them every month with a spray, and what we do is just put a bit of food colouring in there so it doesn't hurt them. We spray it on them every month and we give them some funky colours so that they look really cool. Different.
Cool. I've got chickens too.
You've got chickens?
I've got 4 chickens.
4 chickens. And what sort of chickens do you have at home?
I don't know what type
Are
they
they
are.
just good laying ones?
My one is Spotty.
A spotty chicken.
No, he's called Spottles, and he's got he's black with lots of white spots on him.
You know, silkies make the great pets because they're very placid. As you can see, they just sit nice and still and they quite like attention. They also don't fly like other chooks, so they don't need a big fence like other chooks do. Your chooks probably need a big fence.
We have a roof.
You got a roof on yours? If you have a silky, he needs a roof for shelter, but he won't fly over a fence.
We feed our chickens scraps. Is that good?
Yeah, some scraps are good. So lots of greens. You can give them greens and fruit scraps. Sometimes scraps like bread isn't very good for them. And yeah, and also meat isn't good for them as well.
What do you feed yours?
We feed ours on a good quality grain. So they need lots of grains. They also need stones because in the front of their...
They eat stones.
They eat stones because in the front here, this is called their crop. And inside their crop, they eat little stones and that helps crush up all the grains.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they get fresh greens every day.
I'm going to call him Cool Guy.
Cool Guy. I think that's a good name.
Yeah.
Cool Guy can hang out with Hulk. Hey.
We have some chickens, but they they took the rooster away.
Oh, we've got a rooster here today. This is Hulk. So, Wyatt, you've seen all of our animals that we've brought today. Which one is your favourite?
All of them.
All of them. What if you could pick one? Do you want to go? If you could go pat one right now, which one would you want to go pat?
I'll pat all of them.
You'll pat all of them. I think we should go pat all of them then. And you're going to hold him nice and close. Oh, you've done this before. I had to bring Clancy home every night with me to give him a bottle through the night. Sid's also, he still gets a bottle. What other animals apart from chickens do you have?
We had some chicks, but they're grown up now. We have ducks and kangaroos.
Ducks and kangaroos. Well, do you know at the zoo we got ducks and kangaroos too.
And at our house we seen baby kangaroos.
Baby kangaroos. You know what a baby kangaroo is called?
What?
Lives in its mum's pouch. It's called a joey. And I heard you've got a pig.
Yep.
What's your pig's name?
Patsy.
Hutchie. That's a good name. And is it a boy pig or a girl pig?
A girl.
A girl pig. And how big is Hutchie? Wow, that's huge. I heard he's about 200 kilos.
Yeah.
Wow, we've got a little pig. Have you seen our pig, Jay? Running around? He's only a baby. How big do you think he might get? I don't know. He's going to get as big as Hutchie.
Oh, those animals were so cute, but boy, were they causing some trouble. But now, guys, it's time for something really important. Tuesday this week is International Nurses Day, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to all the nurses who have helped me. And now it's time to meet some of the lovely nurses who you might see around the hospital.
Hello, my name is Lewis, and we are on location at the Lady Salento Children's Hospital for International Nurses Day. Would you please welcome our nurses Kate, Michael and Alicia. Thanks for coming, guys.
You're welcome.
No worries.
Thanks for having us.
Where do you work at the hospital?
I work in babies ward and I've worked with babies for about 10 years now.
Cool.
And I work in critical care, and I've worked in critical care for probably 12 years now. I've lost count.
And I work in babies ward as well, and the same as Kate, and I've been working there for about 8 years.
We don't look old enough, do we?
Right answer.
Well, we've got our studio audience with us today. It's time to find out their questions. First question.
Hello guys, my name is Lucy. What do you like about being a nurse?
I really like helping people. I really like making the kids feel better, and I like making the mum and dads happy as well.
Do you get scared putting needles and stuff in people's arms and legs?
Do you want me to take that one?
You take that one, Kate.
Lucy, we try not to be scared, because if we're scared, we'll make you scared. And it's really important that as much as possible we make you trust us. So no, we don't get scared, because we want you to be well, and we know that that's why we have to give you the needle. I know, I hate needles too, but if we do it quickly, it's all okay. What do you reckon?
My name's Edward, and I'm telling you a question. What are you most proud of being a nurse?
Alicia, this one's for you.
Thank you. I feel most proud when a baby that we've helped get better is able to go home, and the nurses have done a great job with helping the baby and their family to look after them once they get home and they've recovered. That's when I feel the most proud.
Hi, my name's Skylar, and I like nurses because they help people.
Wonderful.
My name's Bill. Can you tell me the things that you do in your job?
I don't think we've got enough time to answer that question, but we'll give it a go. We, in babies ward, look after little babies anywhere between 0 and 12 months of age, and they come in with all sorts of things, with coughs and colds, vomiting and diarrhea. We hopefully get them better. We help their mums and dads to look after them. And then we send them home into their family and back into their community so they can grow and be big and strong like you.
My name is Luke, and I would like to ask how come you wanted to be a nurse?
Take it away.
All right, I'll answer this. I wanted to be a nurse because I wanted to do something that meant something, and I wanted to help people. And I knew by being a nurse that I'd be able to do that every day. So it actually helps everyone that's a nurse. They get to make a little bit of a difference to everyone's life. So that's probably the main reason I wanted to be a nurse.
Great answers, guys. But before we go, is there anybody you want to say hi to?
I want to say hi to the nurses on 9B who do a great job, and you, Lewis, who did a great job hosting.
I'd like to give a shout out to all the nurses in critical care, especially those in 10B.
And I'd like to give a shout out to the hard-working nurses in 9A, 9B, 2E, and a special happy birthday to Maya.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Hi, I'm Olet, and I'd like to thank the Children's Hospital Foundation and everybody who's donated to help us make our own TV show, Juice TV. Thank you so much.
Do you want to be a part of Juice TV? To see how you can be on the show, head to juicetv.com.au for all the details and to see when we're filming at the hospital. Plus, by keeping an eye out on our Facebook page, you can also be in the running to win lots of cool prizes. Juice TV.
Hey there guys, I'm Cartoon Dave, and today we're going to draw a beautiful old grandma. You know old grandma type people. You might have seen one, you might have a grandma, you might know somebody who has a grandma. Maybe the old lady down the street. So grab your pencils, get a hunk of paper and follow me. We're going to draw it right now. Alrighty, so to draw a granny, we're going to start with some eyes. Now they're going to be very, very simple eyes, circles with dots inside. I'm sure you can probably manage it. Let's have a bit of a look. So here we go, circle and a dot. And I'm going to keep these eyes nice and far apart this time. Circle and a dot, because we need to have room for wrinkles, because grannies are wrinkled, aren't they? You ever see grannies? They're wrinkled. But we'll get to that in a second. Let's do a little nose. Oh, that's nice. And we're going to add some wrinkles soon. Hold tight. But grannies have great mouths. Check this out. Instead of a nice big smiley mouth with beautiful teeth, grannies can sometimes have a little bendy line like that with liney, 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 liney. Look at that. It's lovely. I don't know, their mouths are caved in. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Now, she's going to be kind of thin as well, so a pointy face. Let's go pointy, pointy. And you know what? If you ever get up really super close and check out a granny's face, sometimes they have little granny beards. I love it. So look, dots and random hairy parts. That's cool. That's very nice. Now, little bifocal glasses. These are just circles with bendy things. And look, some little diagonal lines in there to make them reflective. But we get to add some wrinkles right about now. Let's go, bendy lines, bendy. And they can be wobbly bendy lines too. Wrinkles around here, wrinkles around her beautiful little mouth. Look at that, wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. Maybe she has little wrinkles happening here. It's kind of cool. And you can wrinkle this woman up as much as you like. So all we need now is just some little ears and big granny hair. So little bendy lines for ears are cool. There's a bit of a line inside there. But grannies sometimes, you know how they have their hair up in a bun? Let's do that. Let's go. Big chunky thing. Which, she looks weird. She looks like an ice cream cone at the moment, but she's not. Let's go pointy, pointy, and they're sort of bendy, pointy lines, these ones. They're bending around like that. And to do her hair in a bun, let's do another little bendy shape on top with the same kind of deal there. And sometimes, you know, little knitting needles poking out of her head. I don't even understand that. But, you know, grannies, they like to do it that way, so that's all good. So from here, if you wanted to add a body, you could add a body. If you wanted her to be drooling, should we do a drooling? Let's do that. Little line. Look, drooling. Drooling granny, that's nice. Here we go. She has a little neck, and we'll just finish her off with a beautiful dress and maybe some bunny slippers like that. There we go. Little bunny slippers, and she's incredibly beautiful. So there we are. A gorgeous granny. So you can try that on your page. You could try her with a moustache if you like. That'd be nice. But until next time, I'm Cartoon Dave. Keep scribbling, and remember, with cartooning, there are no rules.
Wow, Cartoon Dave. I've got to say it's a pretty interesting looking granny. Now to the other end of the scale, it's time for more babies. Baby animals.
Emma, Clancy's got too much wool. What sheep is she?
And Clancy, he's got lots of wool. That's because he's a merino sheep.
How big will she grow?
Clancy's going to get a little bit bigger, probably half this size again.
Okay. What do you do to keep him alive?
Clancy, we've got to feed him and give him water every day. That's the most important thing. So he likes to eat. He's eating lucerne and chaff at the moment. He likes grass and some grain as well.
How do you shear the sheep?
Well, we actually get a shearer to come in, and he's got special shavers that shear the wool off without hurting him. And that gets done twice a year in the zoo.
Emma, is it true that these guys are twins?
They are twins. Did you know that goats actually most commonly have twins rather than having a single baby?
Really?
They do.
How big do they grow?
So now they're only 5 months old, so they're going to get twice this size yet.
Whoa, that's big.
They will get big.
What do they eat?
What do they eat? Well, look what they're eating at the moment. They're eating some chaff, lucerne chaff, and they also eat some grains, grasses, browse, which is like the leaves off trees and stuff like that. And goats pretty much just eat anything, don't they? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
They do. They would eat your clothes if they could.
Why do they have horns?
Why do they have horns? Well, at the moment, they don't really have horns for many reasons, but when they get bigger, it's a sign of defence, so they can defend themselves with those horns. If you're a boy goat, though, the bigger the horns, the more attractive you are to the girls.
Emma, what's your job at the zoo?
My job includes looking after a variety of animals, including farm animals, reptiles, and even monkeys.
What type of monkeys?
Well, we've got lots of monkeys. We've got baboons, and we've got tamarins and marmosets.
Why did you want to be at the zoo? Why didn't you want to do a different job?
Well, I grew up with lots of animals. I just love animals. I bet you do too. You do?
Yeah.
And I couldn't do anything else but look after animals.
Can you name any other animals that you have?
We've got capuchins, which are another monkey. We've got red pandas, and we've got a binturong, which is also called a bear cat.
How could somebody get into your job?
Well, there's lots of different ways to become a zookeeper. You go study really, really hard at school. It also helps to have pets at home. So if you have lots of pets at home, you're already starting to train to be a zookeeper as well.
Yeah. I have 2 dogs at home.
Do you?
Yeah.
And do you look after them all the time?
Yeah, but while we're in Brisbane, somebody else is looking after them.
So you're on your way.
Why are the pigs so cheeky?
Pigs, they've got a really hard nose. You've seen their nose. And they like to touch and feel everything with their nose. That's how they explore.
Thanks, Emma. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, my name's Chloe and this is Juice TV. I can't believe these little chickens are only 1 day old. Only hatched just yesterday. Anyway, we're going to introduce a special guest, Noah Robinson.
Noah Robinson is no ordinary athlete. At just 11 years old, despite being born without his right hand and wrist, he is taking home medals for multiple swimming events against competitors with a disability and in able-bodied competition. And let's welcome our champion, Noah Robinson, to the set. Noah, it's so great to have you here. How are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good. Now, 11 years old, your swimming career has already started. It's already well on its way to the top. But it all began when you were doing nippers, is that right?
Yeah, I started in the under 6s, and as we reached the older age groups, the nipper coach, he wanted us to start doing some swimming sessions, join a club, so we could improve our technique and the way we swim in the ocean. And then I just really enjoyed it, so I kept with the training sessions and did a couple more and started doing some competitive swimming.
And you happen to be really good at that competitive side of swimming. Tell me, what events do you master?
I do 50s, so 50 fly 50 backstroke, 50 breaststroke, and the 50 free. But my best events are the 100s, the 200s, and the 400s because I'm sort of a long distance swimmer, not much of a sprinter.
But obviously, to be able to do all of those events and do well at them, which we're going to find out about in a sec, you must do a lot of training.
Yeah, I do usually 6 sessions a week. That Saturdays are 4 hours, whereas during the week it's between 2 hours 15 to 2.5. And it's a mixture. Some sessions we do a bit of core work before we hop in the pool and
Get those abs working.
Yeah, and do some anaerobic, which is to build up our speed, so like our short distance and sprinting. And then the other half of the sessions build up our aerobic capacity, which is our long distance, so we can hold our rhythm and everything a lot longer.
Wow, that is a lot of dedication that you're putting in there. How do you balance all of that kind of training with being 11 years old and being in school?
I sort of do what I can. Like in my spare time, I got to do my homework, obviously, but no, I just do what I can, and if I don't complete it, then got to deal with the teachers then.
Then you can pull out a few medals and be like, do you know what I'm training for? Now.
Yeah, no, the training's definitely worth it when you get the reward. So,
speaking of rewards, that's a great segue, Noah. You told me before that you can't really remember your medal count, how many medals you've actually won, but your granddad told me it's over 150. Do you reckon that's about right?
Hope so.
Well, I have a bag here which is full of a few things, so this is the perfect chance for you to tell everyone just how well you've been going lately. Talk me through what is in this bag of gold.
Well, these blue medals, 10 gold I think it is, are the ones I just achieved at the Chandler, which is only about 20 minutes away from here, in the school sports states.
So that was the state championships?
Yeah, and usually after the state championships, if you do well, you get to go to nationals, and these are my national school sport medals from last year in Melbourne. Oh, this is also my first ever bronze medal from Sydney a couple of weeks ago in the 11 to 14-year-olds, my first ever age nationals.
So, hang on, okay. Did you just say you got a bronze medal in the 11 to 14 age group? So you're the youngest and you're taken out a bronze?
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, tell me about some of the other achievements you've got.
I've achieved the age champion in Australia for the past 2 years and also Queensland champion.
That is cool. Let's pop this bag back down. Now tell me, what is your ultimate goal for swimming? What's next?
Hopefully the Commonwealth Games by 2018. Hope I can make the team and, yeah, be one of the youngest competitors.
I think you have a pretty good chance of doing that. Do you have a couple of sporting idols and heroes that you look up to?
Yeah, Matthew Cowdery, he just retired recently, which is a shame, and Cameron McAvoy.
Awesome. Now, you're a pretty big inspiration to a lot of people out there. This is very cool that we've got you on the show. Can you impart a few words of wisdom for us?
Have a go at anything, because if you don't have a go, you'll never know whether you're good at it or bad at it, because if you don't fail, then you haven't really achieved anything. Whereas if you fail, then you know what you got to improve on. And just dream what you want to do, then believe you can do it, and then achieve it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wow, Noah, you're an inspiration. What a way to finish the show. Now it's time to say goodbye. It's been awesome being your host, but now it's time to leave you with some bloopers.
He's the ugliest one.
Just join it into the beard.
Awesome, thanks guys.
Good try. We're going for Nurses Day, okay?
Oi, buddy. Good. Oops, do you want a new bus?
Yeah, this is my brand new bus.
That pig is causing us so much trouble today.